How's it, guys? Welcome back to FX Rhapsody. Today we're going to be doing analysis on two pairs. It's going to be the British pound, Japanese yen, and then we're focusing on the USD dollar, Japanese yen. We're also going to be doing analysis using the COT reports. So for those of you that don't have the COT reports, just go visit my website. The link is going to be at the bottom left corner here. And then on there, you can just go to the resource tab and download the COT report for free to your laptop, to your phones, or wherever you want to trade. Also on the website, there's also nice videos. For those of you that's starting out on trading, there's nice video categories. Just scroll down to the video category section for getting started in trading. There's strategies there. There's lots of content that you can view on this website. Also, preferred brokers tab, just go visit them. Guys, these guys are brilliant. And I explain everything about my brokers and why I use it on the website. All right, so let us hit the charts. Now we're heading towards the end of the month. Okay, a couple of days left of trading. And obviously with the two pairs, especially Japanese yen pair, it is just basically doing its consolidation, just, trying to think where it's going to start off in the beginning of the month. Okay, so what we're doing is we're looking at the daily time frame first on the British pound, Japanese yen. So on a daily time frame, we can see that, just zoomed out a little bit, you can see this area over here. Okay, this is a key area in the market where market came up, made a resistance area, structure, resistance again, came up, it tested the resistance and then it broke through and then it started hovering up at the top, obviously creating its own resistance and stuff at the top there. And then over here is also a nice key area that I'm just going to highlight out for you. Just make it nice and let's align it over here. Doesn't matter. So price coming up, hovering around this, breaking this area that created a support. This was the previous resistance, breaking it, going back into it, and now it's kind of just hovering in between the two. This previous resistance didn't support. As you can see, it's respecting that area. It's respected it twice already, creating this resistance over here. So let us see what's going to happen with this pair. Will it start breaking out to the top, or will it continue to the downside, seeing that it's been, for the last couple of days, it's been in a bearish movement? Will it continue with its bearish movement, breaking the key areas, because there's lots of liquidity lying over here, and then also the big one that's lying at the bottom there. Okay, let's move on to the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, just gonna, again, it's just all structures. There's just price action is not, hunting that liquidity at all. So what we're seeing here is a key area in the market. As we can see, I'm just going to highlight it out for you over here. So that's an area that's been respected, bounced down, support, came down, supporting it again. So it's just, this is a key area that I'm definitely going to be focusing on, for when price makes its moves. Let's say it start making its move to the downside. I need it to break that area as well. Another key area, I'm just gonna, let's have a look at right about there. Okay, another key area for me, as you can see in between these two candles, supporting it, breaking through, resisting it, coming up again, breaking through, and it's resisting this area now again. So definitely two huge areas in the market for any movement starting off the month. Let's have a look at what it's going to do towards the last two trading days, or the last couple of trading days of this month. Let's see what price is going to be doing. Is it going to break there? Is it just going to hover in between these two key areas in the market? Time will tell. Let's just drill down to a lower time frame. Let's go to the 1 hour. Let's zoom it out a little bit because I wanted to see right. not going to zoom out too far. We can actually zoom out. I just wanted to double check something. There we go. So I'm going to do it all the way from here. Whoops. Sorry, just needed to select that. Okay, I just wanted to show you this. So as you can see, there's obviously that bearish movement, that downwards movement in the market. And then we have this kind of a, let's call it a wedge. Not a wedge, but a formation forming right around there. Okay, zooming it in. Just going to do it perfectly. There we go. And right about there. So what I would like to see is price breaking this trend line. Okay, I would like to see price breaking this trend line for any movement that any sudden movement in the market. This trend line needs to be broken because we can see that's a downwards movement. I'm just going to zoom it in a little bit more again. Now, what I was saying about liquidity or price not hunting liquidity, as you can see, there's lots of liquidity intact over here. Just going to do that. There's liquidity intact over there. It's all the lows that's intact. As you can see, price has not been hunting those low areas. There's one as well. And there's one. Okay. So we have all those lows that price can go and take out. We also have highs. All right. As you can see, price has not been tapping into that areas. Okay. And then the last one, let's just do that. I'm just going to do it like this. So that's going to be my high and that's going to be my low. So as you can see, there's a little block area. So that's the first ones. So price needs to take out that liquidity at the top. It's been respecting these areas. So once it starts hunting that liquidity, it will start taking out one of these. So that will be either this one first, then it's going to be hunting this liquidity and that high. If it's going to go to the low side, it's going to hunt that low area. It's going to this one for the second one, third one. So whichever one is going to be first, we will have to see. Because currently, as we know, and as we can see, price is just in this whole consolidation area. Just consolidating, just, trying to figure out what it wants to do. Right there, okay? So that's going to be my block area that I'm going to be focusing on, especially on this pair, Japanese pair. The yen does similar things too, and I'll show you now with the next pair. So let's have a look at what it's going to do in this block area. Once it breaks out of this block, because we have got our highs and we have got our lows that needs to be taken out. It could be just hunting that low, coming back in. After that high, it could hunt the low, come back in. So guys, drill down to your lower time frames and always keep an eye on them. We are looking at the British pound first. And as we know that the British pound is currently, the net positions is growing. So meaning it is in a downwards movement. You can see how the net position has gotten much bigger into the negative. So it's the longs have been closed, a lot more longs being closed and a lot more shorts being open in the market, just pushing that price down. And then that is why, let's go back to the chart. That is why we also saw this movement to the downside. Just, okay, the movement to the downside. And then also now let's go to the Japanese yen pair. Now on the Japanese yen side of things, you can see that there has been longs that's been opened in the market and shorts, but more longs being opened in the market. So we still have, it's deep into the net position, negative net position in the market. Okay. But as soon as price gets better for the Japanese yen, it's going to start pushing the British pound down. Okay, so we're definitely looking at, currently, as we can see, price hitting that area in the market. Okay, so that has been a big support area on the hourly. And then, will it break this area? Will the yen carry on? If the yen opens up and starts moving to the downside, we might see price hunting down. So we have got this possibility of price moving to the downside. So let's move on to the next pair. We're going to be looking at the dollar yen. Let's start off with our daily time frame. And as you will see now, it's very similar, the two, especially with the yen. Okay, let's just open it up a bit more. Okay, nothing much to see on a daily time frame. It's just, this key area, broken, respected multiple times, broken through, coming back up. Okay, now as we saw on the yen, I'm just going to do this earlier. We're looking at the COT reports. As we can see, the Japanese yen, the net position is getting a bit less, so it's moving towards the positive side. A long way to go. Longs being opened, shorts being opened, but a lot more longs being opened in the market, meaning the net position is getting smaller on that side, and that is why we can see this downwards movement on the dollar, because as soon as there's more longs being opened in the Japanese yen side of things on the market, you will see price pushing to the downside. Okay, it will get stronger against the dollar. Let's move on to our 4-hour time frame. Okay, so 4-hour time frame, and as you can see, that whole pattern is also just forming there, like we just saw on the British pound side. So we have that high, and we have this big low. This is now on a swing trading, right? So if there's any big movements in the market, okay, I would like to see those two being broken. We saw this area, the structure. So this was our previous low. Price came up and it broke that low, forming the next low at the bottom. Price coming up, forming a lower high, lower low. So as you can see, it formed a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And now price has just started to kind of fiddle out, just consolidating in this area, basically accumulating the orders. And now we're just waiting patiently to see which way it's going to be going. Okay, will it carry on forming another lower low? Time will tell. Zooming out a little bit more on the 1-hour time frame. Again, very similar to our British pound, Japanese yen. Let's do that. Yes, we had a little bit of fake out there, but price coming in, respecting that downwards trend in the market. Okay, at the bottom, same, hitting that area, hitting that area, hitting that area, staying within these two areas of trend lines, as you can see. Look at that. So now it's hovering at the top here. Okay, we want to see this area being broken. Okay, just zooming it in a little bit. So this area is definitely a key area in the market that we want to see broken. If it breaks, and then obviously there will be a continuation to the upside. It will have a, we're going to wait for that break, for that retest, maybe creating some sort of a fair value gap, especially on the lower time frames, to hit that continuation to the upside. We can see that, but then looking at the COT reports and looking at how price is reacting, we might see price just going back down again, coming back up again, doing something like that, and then breaking that trend eventually. And then once it does that, we will have to take, I'm just going to take this out. Once it does that, I would like to see all this liquidity being taken out. That will be the first one. We're going to be looking at the bottom one here. So price might be hunting all this areas, and that obviously being the bottom one. So Once price starts hunting these areas, we will see price going to the downside. And then very similar and just to the top as well. I mean, I'm very biased on the Japanese yen getting a bit stronger, meaning that price is going to be going down. But I mean, anything can happen. We might see price going to the upside and start taking out the liquidity that's lying on top here for that price. So guys, that's all from my side for today. I hope you enjoyed this analysis. Always be patient when you trade. Don't just rush into your trades. Do your analysis, but don't just stick to it. Don't be biased. Yes, a lot of times I'm being biased, towards a certain direction. There's lots of factors, that plays with that. I mean, you look at your fundamentals, especially coming to looking at currencies. Look at your fundamentals. Look at your COT reports. Look at what smart money is doing, and but try not to be too biased. Rather react to the market. I always say react to the market. Do your analysis. There's a lot of videos that I've made how I trade the 5-minute time frames, and you can go even smaller to the 1-minute time frames. Use those. Go watch those videos, and then use that information and try and practice. That's all. Be patient, and don't just rush into your trades. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell for more analysis, any strategies, there's so much more trading content that I'm definitely going to be posting. So keep an eye out on that. So guys, I hope you're having a fabulous weekend. Stay safe and happy trading, guys.